right. There's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Okay, hello everyone, this is Kiru Show here, and whenever I last left off, I had just completed the sports festival. Now, let us cut back to, let us cut to Recovery Girl's office, where they're asking how is it that she manifested a quirk. This is whenever Recovery Girl would explain that it's not that rare or it's not that bad found in quirklets, especially with the way Midoriya is. Midoriya would then have to specify that he didn't inherit one for all or anything like that, since she knew he originally had 9 quirks, and she would immediately just say that then this must be what happened with All Might's quirk, or something like that. Then stating that she's not sure exactly how this happened, but Deku would then just clarify that from what All Might said, it was a stockpile quirk and it has to be passed down through DNA. So, what are quirks connected to? Recovery Girl would then just say DNA, of course. It would all make a bit more sense. Deku and Toru would actually then go out for the medal ceremony, and Deku would be called number 1. After All Might would give him the medal and shake his hand, he's asking if he has any inspiring words for anyone without a quirk or any more quirklets out there. Deku would then say that him and Toru are the only 2 quirklets in UA, and we have actually been able to place in the top 3 for the strongest. So, if you see the way we act, she still acts like a normal person. I act a bit differently, but I have 10 quirks. So, even I still act human. I still am human. It's just a bit harder because things are different. It's like comparing lives. If I were to have a clone, and me and them were separate for an entire year, everything after that year, I could be a more bitter and hateful person, but they can be a more happy and cheerful person. It's the experiences that we have that change us and define us, not what our quirks are. After stating this, quite a lot of people would understand that Deku is just a normal boy. He's just a normal kid with a quirks. And he just doesn't want to be seen as a monster. So people would then understand this, and he would get the most recommendations sent ever. Now then. After that, this is whenever Deku and Toru, they would understand and see that not only do they have a lot of recommendations, but they all seem to have some from the same heroes. Now, they're thinking that they should go to the same ones, but Deku's saying that they should probably just go to the Todoroki Agency. Now, the reason why it's called the Todoroki, I was going to say Endeavor's Agency, but I don't remember exactly. Yeah, I guess you can call it the Endeavor. Crap. Todoroki Agency. Because, basically, Todoroki's mom is in charge of it, so they probably would have changed the name of the agency to distance themselves from him after he got arrested. Now, they're actually talking about what they should do, which agency they can go to, and Todoroki's bringing up a point that Deku can actually try training his quirk. He would say which one, and he would just say heater. Now, after being told that, Todoroki's telling him that his mom might have an ice quirk, but there's still plenty of people around with fire quirks, so it makes sense. Along with the fact that Toru can actually fight against someone who well, she can fight alongside or with you or against you. Especially with the fact that my mom probably might just have us all do 1v1s or all against each other. Now, Deku says that that's probably a good idea, and that would all happen. Bakugo would have actually selected a good hero like Gunhead, somebody like that, and everyone is going over to their agencies. Now, Bakugo probably would have picked Gunhead because, hey, he's dealing with explosions. That guy deals with firearms. They're pretty close. Now, this is whenever Deku would then say, whenever they get to the agency, it's nice to see his mother again, and he hasn't met her or seen her in quite a long time. He's asking how she's doing, and she's saying that she's fine, but she finally earned the respect of everyone around here. Now, this is one of her people. People within the agency have actually been acting nicer to each other, and or actually a bit calmer, because they're less tense at the fact that Endeavor's around. Because not only is he very intimidating, but he's also a douchebag. Now, as that's all happening, I wonder what's going on with Endeavor. Cuts to Endeavor in the prison showers dropping the soap. Anyways, now that I'm done with that, I'm sorry, I was trying to find a good place to slide that in. I meant to slide that in last episode. So I'm sliding it in here. Sue me. Don't actually sue me, I don't have a lot of money. Anyways. I'm sorry. I hit 300 subscribers and I'm nervous. Because I already recorded the Mad Max what if, but no one... Well, it seems like people unsubscribed for some reason. So I'm now waiting for myself to get back up to 300 so I can release it. Because it's not really a 300 subscriber special without 300 subscribers. Now, Todoroki, Deku, and Toru are all doing 1v1s, while Bakugo... while Bakugo and everyone else is doing their own agencies. This is whenever Toru would actually start understanding a bit more about this new quirk, after All Might would explain it, and Deku would see how it basically acts whenever she uses her emotions. He's then telling her that if she stays calm, it seems like that thing calms down. But if she starts getting angry or aggravated, that's when that thing seems to act up. Especially whenever she gets very stressed out. This is whenever Deku would tell her that one idea he has for her to use her quirk is to essentially just keep attacking him. She's asking what he means, and he would just say that if she keeps attacking him, she can basically use her quirk without no holds bar, and actually get the basics of it really, really fast, with the way it would act. Now, she would be doing this reluctantly, and that is whenever Deku would actually tell her that it seems that this kind of acts the way his other quirk does, with fear, because essentially the black substance that covers its spikes. Okay, have you guys ever seen season 4 so far? The guy Kirishima fights in the alley, he essentially has that quirk, but his entire body turns... Well, he's using his muscle fibers as a weapon, not actual blades. So he can just stretch them out. But he can cover them with a black substance that basically, whenever you touch it, your fear will spike. He would basically tell her that he's going to do something and she just needs to trust him. She would understand, and he would give her a bit of a fear boost. Now, what I mean by a fear boost is he would give her a little bit of the fear, the chemical that he has that produces fear. Whenever he gives this to her, she actually does start She doesn't freak out immediately, but it takes a second. She would then start attacking Midoriya as he's telling her to get control over it and to understand what's going on. Now, every single time she essentially seems to get better and better at controlling her quirk or Black Whip. This is whenever Deku would actually up the dosage a little. And she would actually understand more about it and how to control her emotions. Now for the Stain battle. This is whenever they would be out on patrol. All three of them. Deku, essentially, he still looks dapper as hell with his one-piece or two-piece suit or three-piece suit. And people are commenting that he's the 10 quirk guy, right? Deku would say yes, he is. And people are actually asking a lot about him. But, well, Todoroki's mom would actually understand this and actually let people talk to him. Seeing as quirklets get a bad reputation, and this would actually improve it. Because she always thought Todoroki would be a quirklet. Now, people are asking about Toru's, and they're saying how they saw her awaken it at the sports festival, and asking if she's gotten better control over it. She's saying yeah, because it's a lot like one of Midoriya's. People are asking a lot about it, and he would immediately just weaponize his finger by turning it into a long poker and cover it with fear toxin, or the chemical he produces. Now, people are asking what that is, and he would just call it fear. And they would ask, so is that it? He would ask what they mean, and they would say that it's not anything else besides fear. It's not like happiness or anything. And Deku's kind of confused, because he always ever thought it was just fear. So he would try producing happiness or something like that, but it doesn't want to work. So he would just say that it seems like that's all it ever does. No. This is whenever Deku, he would get the text from Ida, and Ida probably actually sent the text in before actually fighting the hero killer or confronting Stain. Because he would have known that their agency is in the same town, so he would have immediately sent him a text, along with waiting a minute. Deku would have immediately flown off, along with Toru actually chasing behind him at 50 to 45% of one for all. So she's actually jumping around and actually going after him, running across rooftops. And she's asking what Deku's doing, and he would immediately just pick her up and say that he got a text from Ida saying to meet him in the alley over here on this street. He thinks that he found the hero killer because the hero killer attacked his brother. She would ask how he knows this, and he would just say that while they were fighting, he noticed that in the next, or whenever they walked into the agency, he noticed that the monitor that the assistant was sitting at, he overheard something about Ingenium along with hospital. So he just put the two together and figured that Ingenium was in the hospital, saying that it seems whatever happened, Ida is going for revenge. They would then arrive in the alley as Deku would immediately stop Stain's blade from touching Ida's, or going through Ida's skull, and he would just say that he can't let him do that. Stain is telling Deku that that's pretty noble, but he didn't even notice the hero over there. He would then tell Toru to attend to the hero while he takes care of this guy. And this is when Stain would immediately just let go of his sword, throw a blade at Deku. Deku would just weaponize his arm and catch it, immediately just crushing it in his hand. Saying that that was pretty fast, but he's not faster than him. The hero killer doesn't know what he means by this, and Deku would immediately just teleport behind him. And I realized that Deku could have used his teleport ability right now, instead of flying there. Retcons. Deku would have teleported there instantly with Toru in hand. There's the retcon. I am sorry, everyone. Now then, After immediately appearing, that would all go down. Deku would tell Stain that this is useless, he's not going to win. Stain would say, "Are you sure about that?" and try blitzing Deku, as Deku would just pick him up with his telekinesis, throwing him into the walls repeatedly, side to side, left to right, and just doing what the Hulk did to Loki in the Avengers. Now, that is whenever Todoroki and his mom would arrive, seeing that Deku's essentially using Stain like a human doll. "Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling." Yeah, he's just literally just holding Stain while he has him wrapped up in the tendrils. The black tendrils. And Stain is barely conscious. Literally only being conscious enough to actually ever see what's going on, as he would only be able to see Deku's glowing red eyes and his blacked out eyeballs. This is whenever Deku would walk out of the alley and actually see that the Nomus are attacking the entire area, and he would immediately just fly up into the air and pull all of them towards him and just crush them with telekinesis. That sounds very brutal, but he could probably do it, along with the fact that these things are human and people know that, because they're not reacting, they're not doing anything. So Deku would immediately do that, and he would then have to find a very big dumpster. I'm joking. He would probably have to fly over the ocean and dump the bodies, but let's just say that heroes wanted to study them, so they just kept the bodies there. Now, after that, everyone would return from their internships, and I do not have enough time for the final exams. Okay. So this video is going to be a little bit shorter than I like to make videos. So I am just going to be cutting this one a bit short, and I am going to record the next one pretty soon. Catch you guys later. Oh crap.